Sarah Hinges, and this is a chair yoga class. This class is going to be about a half an hour and will be a gentle yoga class that will take place entirely seated in our chairs. So always I want to remind you to do what feels good to you. You can always shorten the distance of your motions if that feels better, or any other adjustments. If it feels good, do it. If it doesn't, don't. So we're going to start, and you can be wherever you're comfortable on that chair. You can scoot back more or forward. And we want our feet to be able to be spread on the earth if you can. Letting the shoulders relax down and sitting up nice and tall through the top of the head. And just taking a few nice deep inhales and exhales here, in through the nose, out through the nose. And as we do those breaths, just letting the spine lengthen with each inhale, and letting the shoulders release and relax down with each exhale. You can close or open your eyes as you like, letting the hands connect to the tops of the thighs. Again, just finding that comfortable, nice long head and neck. And as we take those inhales and exhales, just letting the breath slow down, letting the mind slow down. Maybe starting to notice how the breath feels as it moves into the lungs and out of the lungs. And another big inhale here. And then as we exhale, just turning to look over the shoulder. Inhaling back to the center. Exhaling to turn and look over the other shoulder. Again, inhaling to center. Exhaling to turn and look. Always your breath, your pace, your range of motion. Let's do that one more time to each side. Coming back to center. Another inhale here. And as we exhale, gently bringing the chin down to the chest, pausing here. Chest fill with the inhale, empty with the exhale. And then just gently rolling the head side to side, bringing the ear toward the shoulder. As we breathe and relax into that motion. Again, finding that movement where it feels good to you today at this moment. And just bringing the chin back to the center, and maybe just noticing the feet here, maybe giving the toes a little wiggle. Gently pressing down into the feet, into the earth as the earth presses back into the feet. The next inhale brings the chin up and lifting the chin, not letting the head fall back, keeping that active gaze on the sky. And inhaling as we let the front of the neck and the throat expand and open. Maybe letting the shoulder blades drop down and back slightly as we take another big inhale. One more big inhale here. And then as we exhale, just gently bringing the chin back to the center. When we're ready, let's inhale, lifting the hand up toward the sky. And then as we exhale, letting that cross in front of the body. Let's do that 2 more times, inhaling up. Exhaling, crossing that arm in front of the body. 1 more time here. Exhaling that down. And then 1 more big inhale up. And that last exhale, just letting the arm slowly floats as it comes back to rest on the quadricep. Other arm, when we're ready, spreading the hand, inhaling up, exhaling, letting that circle around. Again, inhaling up, exhale, letting that circle around, keeping pace with me or your own breath and pace. Exhale, circling around, and one more big inhale up. And again, exhale, this time letting that exhale slowly float back down and back down to the quadricep. Inhale, let's just lengthen the spine again and let the shoulders release. Maybe a little bit more space between the ears and the shoulders with that inhale and exhale. Coming back to center. And again, thinking about that press of the feet down into the earth, and then just lifting one heel off of the mat or the floor and setting it back down. Lifting the other heel. This is a very small movement. The heel, the knee does not need to come up very high. You can continue to breathe if we like. We can inhale as we set it down, and then exhale as we lift, or vice versa. Let's do that a couple more times on each side. Again, just lifting, setting that foot back down. One more each side. And then setting both feet back down onto the earth. Let's scoot a little closer, or a little closer to your camera, moving to the front of the seat a little bit more. Just straightening both legs out. The knees are still slightly bent, and finding a comfortable position on that chair, and shoulders relaxing down. So we're going to inhale, sit nice and tall here. And then as we exhale, we're just going to slide the hands toward the knees, leaning forward, hinging from the hips. And then inhaling back up tall, exhaling, sliding forward. Now as we continue to do this, we can keep that range of motion nice and small. Inhale, exhale, hinging forward. Or maybe we start to bring the hands a little further down the legs. Inhaling, coming back up. Hands can stay on the tops of the legs, or we can exhale up and slide down the sides of the legs. So I'm going to increase my range of motion just to show you. But again, if your range of motion stays where we started, that's fine. Or we can exhale, and as we exhale, we might round our back a little bit as we come down. Inhaling back up. Exhaling, sliding down. Again, maybe stopping here or continuing as we hinge forward toward the ankles. Let's do that a couple more times. Maybe lengthening that exhale as we slide the hands down the legs. Lengthening the inhale. One more time as we exhale, hinging forward. And then inhaling back up to the top. Let the shoulders come up with that next inhale, and then exhale, release them down. Again, inhaling, shoulders come up. Exhale, pressing them back and down. One more time. Exhaling them back and down and coming to the center. We're going to step the feet out a little bit wider this time, and we again want to be comfortable on that seat on the chair. Hands again come to the quadriceps, and we're going to bring a little bit more flexibility into the spine here. So hands can rest however you like. You can change the hand position as we go here. I'm going to turn my hands slightly in because that's my preference. Legs can be wider or narrower as you prefer. So as we arch our back, coming down with the chest, let's pull the belly button in, round the back up, and we're going to add some breathing to this. Inhaling, arching, maybe lifting the chin a little bit. Exhale, rounding, pulling the belly button back, spine toward the back of the chair. Now again, this range of motion is up to you, so I'm going to start to make mine bigger. Inhale, arching, looking forward. Thinking about lifting the head and the tail, and then exhaling, rounding that back in. So we're doing cat and cow. Inhale, arch, maybe that comes lower. Exhale, round, pulling that up. Inhale, arch, lift the head and tail. Exhale, pull the belly button up. Let's do that a couple more times. Again, that can be very small, just a little bit of range of motion here. Or that bigger inhale, lift the head and tail, drop the chest, exhale. One more time here, inhale. Exhale, rounding that up. Again, letting the shoulders release up, back, and down. We can walk the feet closer together, maybe scooting back in our chair or staying where we are, letting the shoulders relax down to the sides. And then bringing the arms down by the sides. Those can be on the sides of your chair if you like, or the arms can hang. So if they're on the chair, you're going to have a little bit more stability and support. If the arms are just hanging, then you're going to have less stability and support. So here again, we're going to inhale. We're going to inhale and lengthen. And then as we exhale, we're going to slowly reach the fingers toward the floor. Then we inhale to the center. Exhale, reach the fingers to the floor. So again, we're going to continue to flow here. If the hands are on the chair, same thing. Inhale, exhale, let the hands slide down that leg of the chair. Inhale to the center, exhale, let that hand slide down the leg of the chair, always finding your range of motion. So I'm going to show that little bit bigger range of motion. As we come through these movements, we're stretching, we're strengthening, we're lengthening one side of the torso as we feel that stretch. Again, keeping with the breathing. Again, the arms can hang. We're finding some core strength to lift back up to the top. Even with that chair support, we're still finding that core strength here. Trying to keep the spine nice and long, inhaling and exhaling. Let's do that 2 more times to each side. One more time. Gently coming back to the center. Let's give the fingers a little wiggle, the hands, maybe making a few circles through the hands and the wrists. You can go in both directions with those little circles. And again, continuing to breathe. Also do one hand at a time if you prefer to focus on that one hand at a time. And then when we're ready, letting the hands relax again, they can relax to the quads or wherever we like. And then just lifting the foot off the floor and doing a few of those circles through the foot and the ankle. And these can be slower or quicker movements. You are in charge. You're making the choices of what movement feels good to you. That's always the rule. Taking that other foot, lifting and circling the ankle. Again, you can point and flex, and circle. You can make that slow with the breath. Or you can make those quicker circles through again that foot and ankle. Both directions. And then gently bringing that back down to the earth. Again, sitting tall, always letting the shoulders release and relax down. Just sitting nice and tall like this is actually a workout if we're not used to that nice straight spine and upright posture. Let's just lift one heel at a time. We can inhale and exhale as we like. And lifting one and then the other. Continue to breathe at your pace, your depth. matching the breath with the movement or not. And then changing these to toe lifts. So rocking back onto the heel as we lift the toes, again inhaling and exhaling as you like. Just taking that from one foot to the other foot. Really simple movements, but sometimes those simple movements are really what we need in that moment, or they are really effective for building strength, building flexibility. And as we match that breath and movement, we're letting ourselves release and relax. And finishing those, bringing the feet back to the earth and just taking a moment to really, again, meet the floor, meet the earth, let the feet press down, let the earth press up, and feel your feet supported here. Feeling that support through the feet, through the legs, into the hips. Let's take a big inhale, reaching both arms up to the sky. Let's clasp the hands together, bringing them back behind the head, and then lifting the chest, arching the back a little bit if that feels good, letting the elbows open, finding that big stretch to the chest, through the biceps. A couple deep breaths here. Inhale, let that breath come all the way down into the bottom of the lungs. Now on that next inhale, let's press the hands up. We're keeping them clasped together. Exhale, rounding that over, rounding the back toward the back of the chair and holding that here for a moment. Another big inhale and exhale. Your back can actually lean back into the back of the chair if that feels good. Another big inhale. And then opening the arms with the next inhale. And letting them exhale, slowly releasing back down to the sides. Let's just lift the shoulders up and then exhale, press the shoulders down. The palms can press down. Inhale, lift the shoulders. Exhale, press them down. One more time. We're going to stay where we are or scoot a little further forward in the chair. Let the shoulders again relax down. We're going to inhale and lengthen, and we're going to add a little spinal twist. So inhale and lengthen. And then as we exhale, letting the hands slide over to one hip, looking over the other shoulder. Let's inhale and exhale here. And then another big inhale. Let that exhale unwind, bring the hands back to the quads. Inhale, sit tall. And then exhaling, turning, sliding the hands over to the other hip, looking over the shoulder. Again, inhale and exhale here. Another big inhale. And then exhale, sliding back to the center. So we're going to do this a couple different ways. This next time we're going to inhale, then we're going to exhale, slide, and then we're going to inhale. So we're doing one breath per movement here, and then we'll do a more sustained stretch on the next one. So inhale, lengthen. Exhale, let the hands slide to the hip, look over the shoulder. Inhale. Exhale, turn and look, let the hands slide. Again, inhale. Going at my pace or your own pace. You can go slower or faster as it feels good to you. Let's do 2 more each here. One more each. And then coming back to the center. And shoulders relax down. So this time we're going to do a longer, more sustained stretch, which can be just to the hip as we did before, or we're going to lengthen, and we can scoot forward or back You can actually bring your hands back around to the back of the chair here, lift and lengthen the spine, and then find a little bit more rotation. So again, either just coming to the hip or finding the back of the chair, even with one hand or both hands, or one hand to the chair, one hand to the hip. So again, we're gonna come into that twist and we're gonna sustain that for 3 deep inhales and exhales. So when we're ready, inhale, lengthen the spine, exhaling, shoulders relax, twisting to your preference of that range of motion, trying to keep the legs forward so all that rotation is coming through the upper body. And then nice deep inhales and exhales here. These inhales will be more challenging because that space that we're sending the inhale into is more constricted. One more time. And then one more big inhale here. And then exhale and unwind back to the center. If we like, in between twists, we can just bring the arms, let them rest, let the chest come down, the arms come down to the sides, you can rest and just round the back. Inhale and exhale. And then on the next exhale, gently lifting back up to the top, let the shoulders relax. Inhale and lengthen. Exhale, turning again your range of motion, hand to the hip, one hand to the chair, both hands to the chair. And again, breathing here, finding that rotation of where it meets you. Inhale, letting the lungs expand. Maybe you find, like me, other side, I can reach both hands easily. Here I've just got one hand to the chair, one to my rib cage. Another big inhale and exhale. And then one more big inhale here. Exhale, let that unwind as we come back to the center. Inhale tall, and again, if it feels good, letting that slide forward, maybe stopping here. Or letting the arms sweep down as we gently round forward. Here in a version of forward fold. Taking a big inhale, exhale. Then that's a constricted inhale as the belly expands into the legs. Another big inhale. And then exhaling, slowly lifting that up. Inhaling the shoulders up, back, and down. Inhaling, lifting the arms up to the sky. Finding the wrist with the other hand. And gently lifting up and across the body, maybe a little lean to the side if that feels good. Inhaling back up to the top, switching the other hand to the wrist, reaching across the body. Again, big inhale. Inhaling back up to the center. Exhale, opening the arms out. So we're going to come into some final breathing, final relaxation. So just get comfortable in that chair, maybe scooting all the way back so now our back is supported by the back of the chair. If we've been sitting toward the front of the chair and doing that nice straight upright posture, you might find the middle of your back is a little bit tired. So just let that release into the back of the chair. The feet are on the earth. Maybe they come a little further out from us. Maybe they come a little closer. Maybe we want to bring the feet a little bit wider. You're finding the best position for yourself here. I did promise that we would do this whole series sitting in the chair, but if you would like to, you can feel free to change positions here. You can feel free to come down to the floor onto your back, or otherwise just stay here with me in the chair, and let's just breathe here. If we like, we can close our eyes, but that's not required. And just letting that breath flow in and out. Just paying attention to that breath as we breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Maybe that inhale starts to grow a little bit longer. Maybe we let that exhale exhale, lengthen a little bit more, making it maybe even longer than our inhale. As we continue to breathe, we might think about moving the breath. So we could think about inhaling. I'm just going to demonstrate with my hands. Inhaling, letting that breath rise, and then exhale, letting that breath sink. This breath technique, moving breath, inhale, rise, exhale, sink, takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of imagination. Imagining that breath lifting up through the top of the head and then exhaling it sink down again into the legs. Just taking notice of our feet on the earth. Taking notice of our legs, the back of our legs on the chair beneath us. Noticing the support that chair gives us underneath our legs, the hamstrings, the glutes. Noticing the gentle pressure of the chair on our low back, middle back, maybe even upper back. Noticing the way that chair supports us, sustains us. The way that breath expands into the chair. Taking a few more deep breaths here. If we notice any distracting thoughts coming in to try to interrupt our breath, we can just notice them as witness, but not as judge. And let them just float by. They'll be there later. Maybe taking the longest, deepest inhale of our day so far. Letting go of that longest exhale of our day so far. And then when we're ready, giving the toes a little wiggle, continuing to breathe. Maybe lifting the heels and giving the ankles a little wiggle. Maybe bringing a little wiggle into the legs. Maybe lengthening the spine and just giving the hips and the glutes a little shift in the seat. Bringing that shift into the rib cage, into the shoulders. Maybe letting the arms hang loosely. A little shift and shake the shoulders down into the hands, the fingers. And then gently the head a little side to side, loose but controlled. And maybe a few little figure eights through the head and the neck. Maybe reversing directions. And then coming back to the center, taking another big inhale here. Staying just as we are, or another big inhale as our hands come together, meeting at the top, and then exhaling, letting the hands sink down to the heart center, pressing the palms. And the traditional closing for a yoga practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for doing this nice, gentle chair yoga workout with me today. And stay tuned for more chair yoga workouts. Let us know if you have any requests in terms of length or anything that you would like to see here in this chair yoga series. Always inhale, exhale, keep on breathing.